The gentleman from Illinois is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield myself the remaining balance of my time. I would just remind my good friend from Michigan that had regular order been used when Obamacare was passed, perhaps we would not be attempting to try and fix it now that it's law. The U.S. Supreme Court upheld Obamacare in a 5-4 ruling 2 years ago this summer. The justices did so by affirming that Congress, contrary to the repeated assurances by my colleagues on the other side of the aisle, had effectively created a tax that falls under the enumerated powers of Article 1 of the Constitution. And like a tax, compliance is mandatory, and enforcement is the job of the Internal Revenue Service. Now, since the summer of 2012, we have learned some things about the IRS that raise concerns about the agency's ability to do its job fairly. And likewise, we've watched the Obama administration usurp congressional authority and refuse to enforce the law that bears the President's name. Among the many executive fixes that seem to flow from the administration with increasing frequency, none have touched upon one of the most serious problems with Obamacare. Current law will either force millions of Americans to violate their sincerely held religious beliefs or punish them for exercising those beliefs. Now, we are not likely to agree today or any day on the underlying law. Obamacare is as controversial now, and perhaps even more so, than when it was passed. But we can agree on this: Congress shall make no law respecting the establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. Less than a mile from this chamber, on the bank of the tidal basin, are inscribed in marble these words: Almighty God hath created the mind free. All attempts to influence it by temporal punishments or burdens are a departure from the plan of the holy author of our religion. No man shall suffer on account of his religious opinion or belief, but all men shall be free to possess and maintain their opinions in matters of religion. Those words, written by Thomas Jefferson, the first Democrat to be called Mr. President, capture the very essence of today's bill. It is our duty, and even the oath that we take before God, to protect the religious freedoms of every American. Obamacare does not do that, and today's bipartisan measure is a small but necessary step if Congress is to honor the great tradition of religious liberty enshrined in our founding documents and extended to succeeding generations of Americans by law. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and with that I urge passage of H.R. 1814 and yield back the balance of my time.
Gentleman from Illinois yields back the balance of his time, all time having now expired. H.R. 1814. The question is, will the House suspend the rules and pass the bill, H.R. 1814? Those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. In the opinion of the Chair, 2/3 being in the affirmative, the rules are suspended, the bill is passed, and without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid on the table.